Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. This article I wrote on 10th July 2021. Content for this article I given in the description, you can go through and study. Massive jump of COVID-19 during state elections of 2021 by Election Commission submissive to ruling party. The suggestion I already given to our union government through our citizens portal mygovernment.in. Declaring state election was the biggest blunder for speed up the second wave in India. Election could have been postponed considering the pandemic as a national medical emergency. Active cases in Kerala rose by 349% from 30,228 on 6th April, the day of the single-phase assembly election, to 1,35,910 on 21st April. Tamil Nadu, which voted on the same day as its neighbour, saw a 229% jump over the same period to 84,361 cases. In Puducherry, the active cases shoot up by 204% to 5,404 cases during the same interval. If in India the pandemic's second wave is primarily due to the mutation of the virus, it has been amplified and has reached unprecedented proportion because of political factors. India's daily case numbers began rising at the end of February after falling steadily from mid-September 2020. They picked up and sharply in March 2021 and reached record high April month. At the same time, India's political parties have been campaigning for a series of state elections in West Bengal, Assam, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, as well as local council election in some part of Uttar Pradesh and Telangana states. This has been going on since early March, with voting starting at the end of March and carrying on through April. The campaigns have often involved numerous rallies with large crowds with minimal social distancing and very little mask wearing. Political campaigners and candidates were also seen not following COVID safety protocols. India's Election Commission had issued warning about such gathering in one of the key election battlegrounds. As of 22nd April 2021, nearly 1.85 lakh people have lost their lives to the pandemic in India. The country also reported over 3.14 lakh new coronavirus cases in a day, the highest ever single day count recorded in any country, taking the total tally of COVID-19 cases in the country to 1,59,30,965. However, despite the severity of the health crisis, election rallies continue raising questions over the seriousness to tackle the spread of the deadly virus. The Election Commission on 22nd April banned road shows, padayatras and rallies and restricted the maximum attendance at campaign meeting to 500. In Tamil Nadu state, the commission was publicly rebuked by a court for not taking action earlier to stop big public rallies there. Your institution is singularly responsible for the second wave of COVID-19, the Madras High Court said. In a strong indictment of the Election Commission, the court said that it should probably face murder charge for not preventing parties from breaching protocols. The National Vice President of the Indian Medical Association, Dr. Navjot Dahiya, has called Prime Minister Narendra Modi a super spreader and blamed for the second wave of COVID-19. While the medical fraternity is trying hard to make people understand mandatory COVID norms, Prime Minister Modi did not hesitate to address big political rallies, tossing all COVID norms in the air, Dr. Dahiya told the Tribune. Despite the severity of health crisis, election rallies and religious congregations like the Kumbh Mela in Haridwar continued, raising questions over the seriousness of Modi-led union government to tackle the spread of the deadly virus, the top officials of the IMA further said. Surged COVID cases in the election-bounded states Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala required the Election Commission to rethink how poll campaigners are conducted for the foreseeable future. Political rallies are the macro campaigning mode of choice for top leaders, often with large crowds pushed in from nearby areas. With the pandemic, it is important to conduct election, a vital expression of popular democratic will, in the safest way possible. Across the world, COVID-19 has shown that heads of state and ministers were sometimes not competent enough, partly because they missed technical skills. India is no exception, but here scientist advice was not acknowledged either. Politicians themselves did not respect the rules that the Election Commission of India had issued, as almost nobody wears mask properly, including the candidates. Why have election not been postponed? Because the ruling BJP party was adamant and could dictate its terms. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, his home minister, who was the party chief campaigners in West Bengal, were particularly eager to win West Bengal, a state whose chief minister Mamata Banerjee has become one of their most vocal opponents. On April 19th, while Rahul Gandhi announced that he would stop holding meetings, Amit Shah argued as India's home minister that election rallies did not contribute to the spread of the pandemic. The Election Commission of India thought otherwise, but it did not initiate any sanction against anyone. It simply recommended that the election meeting should not be more than 500 people large, a clear indication of its submissive attitude vis-a-vis the government, a trend already obvious for years. In Uttar Pradesh, reaction to the second wave, the High Court imposed a lockdown in 5 major cities because the BJP government remained idle. But Uttar Pradesh BJP government appealed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had by then realized that several high courts were intervening in similar manners in order to correct recurring forms of mismanagement. The Supreme Court came to the rescue of the ruling party. It stayed the order of Uttar Pradesh High Court imposing lockdown on major cities, and it decided to turn to the union government in the name of the High Court, which had already issued orders. For that, it appointed an amicus curiae who is now assisting the court, asking the Indian government for a national plan. The Congress party immediately criticized an attempt by the apex court to dilute the responsibility of the BJP governments to centralize judicial decision and to develop an increasingly the decline of the judiciary independence, another symptom of the deinstitutionalization of India, also helped BJP to exert power the way it wished. That was only one aspect of the growing politicization of the pandemic.